things that don't belong on my desk to begin with. I glance towards the door of Chris Masters' office, the boss, and watch him through the gaps in the vertical blinds. He's talking to someone just off to the side of the glass wall. I tilt my chair back onto its hind legs, crane my neck, and see that it's Jacob, the new guy. He won't be happy. He only just started working here barely a week before I went on leave. Abruptly, Jacob turns his head and looks right at me. I lower my eyes and fiddle with bits of paper just as Chris's door opens and the two of them walk out into the main office area. Chris claps his hands. "Okay, everyone, into the conference room, please." Mike winks at me, and I smile. The conference room, as Chris calls it, is basically a corner of the open-plan office. There's a table no more than 3 feet square, covered with old copies of the Herald that always seem to end up there until I tidy up and find a spot for them. "Grab the laptop, please, Rachel. If you could take notes, that'd be brilliant," Chris says. "No problem," I reply. I spring out of my chair and quickly disconnect the laptop from the wide computer screen, and when I pull it away, the mouse and the keyboard fall to the floor. I'm sure everyone is looking at me, and I feel myself blush crimson. "Where's Vivian?" Chris asks. He checks his watch with a quick flick of the wrist. Then he looks right at me. "Welcome back, by the way, Rach." "Thanks, Chris." "You wouldn't know where Vivian is, would you?" "Sorry, I don't." I wonder if she texted me. I wish I hadn't left my mobile back at my desk. Chris sighs. "I don't want to start without her." Just as he says this, the door opens and Vivian comes flying in. "I'm here," she says, a little breathless, her black curls bouncing around her face. I smile. If that was me, late like this, I'd be quiet and apologetic, but Vivian just fills the room with her energy. She raises one arm in greeting. "You're all here. Sorry I'm late. Are we having a meeting? Did I miss anything?" I can't help but laugh. We all do. She brings a chair over and positions it next to me. I'm dying to talk to her about what's going on here, but I'll have to wait. Vivian turns to me, puts a finger on my knee and mouths, "How was the holiday?" "Yeah, good. I'll tell you later," I whisper. She leans closer and says, "You heard the news about this place?" "Yeah, I don't know what to say," I reply. She makes a grimace. Vivian would be fine, I suspect, if she lost her job, because she inherited a lot of money. But that doesn't mean she doesn't care. She works here because she likes what she does, and it's a step closer to her goal of becoming a journalist. A proper one, she likes to say, although never to Chris's face, I noticed. "Can we all concentrate, please?" Chris says. I look around the room to see if anyone was expecting this meeting, but from the look on their faces, I'd say not. In fact, everyone looks terrified. Chris clears his throat. "Now, you all know our situation has been dire, to say the least." He looks right at me and says, "Rachel, Vivian can fill you in later." Mike explains, so I have an idea what's going on, I say. "Okay, that's good. So, people, listen up. We have probably 8 weeks to turn things around." "8 weeks?" That's Perry, almost shouting. He's the other senior writer. "What are we going to do in 8 weeks that we haven't done in the last 18 years? He bellows. There's a wave of murmur around the table. I can feel the corners of my mouth drop. 8 weeks. I look at Vivian. She's biting her bottom lip. Then Chris lifts his hands, palms out, and we're all quiet again. "Like I was saying, unless we can turn things around." He turns towards Jacob, who is standing next to him, and says, "Jacob has an idea that just might get us out of this tight spot." Jacob nods gravely to himself and clears his throat. "I don't know if it's the solution yet, but it's something I've seen other newspapers do successfully. If I can put it into context, there seems to be an upward trend in—" "Just tell them," Chris interrupts. "No, actually I will. It's a podcast." "A podcast?" Vivian asks, taking the question right out of my mouth. "That's what I said." "Am I writing this down?" I ask. "And how's a podcast going to help?" Mike asks. "Ever heard of Serial, the podcast phenomenon? Downloaded 1 billion times across the world? What about—" He turns to Jacob.